Okay, it appears. Try to get the light angled right here. I have the number 2 piston sleeve there. It looks a little damp around the edge there. There's the other cylinders. Not a lot of room here. Yeah, the crankshaft's a little rusty from all the coolant sitting on it. There's the timing gears off the crank and the cam gear. You just see a couple teeth off. There we go. But we'll see. But drain out the evaporust and see how good of a job that did. Yeah, I got a suction line here, primer bulb. Drain that down. You can see some of the rust got not cleared away, but kind of tough to see down in there. Okay, got all the evaporust drained out. I took that lower radiator hose housing out. You can see some chunky rust down there, the bottom of the water jacket. And there's that plug on the bottom that you couldn't get to. It appears it used to be square. Somebody really boogered that bad boy up. The evaporust didn't do 100%, but starting to look a little better. I have to strain that out. That stuff's supposed to be good for several uses. So after I get the sleeves popped out, you'll be able to see more of the how the cooling system looks. Get them popped out of the way. The oil here in the lifter valleys pretty gummed up, goopy. So got some degreaser going there, brushed out with the toothbrush. Try to get that cleaned up. I'm most likely gonna pull this out. My driveway's on a slant, so makes it a bear to pull up into the garage. You gotta push by hand. But yeah, this is definitely gonna need a good power washing inside and out. Alright, I'll come back once I start getting the sleeves pulled. Thanks for watching. Oh, forgot to mention, if you were wondering what that plug looked like, just a rubber expansion plug. You tighten the nut down, So and it squeezes it and expands, and that's where I had it, plugging off, just like that. Yo, YouTubers, welcome to part 3. I pulled a couple of the sleeves, and you can see the evap rust. Kind of cleared out a lot of stuff. It's pretty ugly in there. And there's the sleeves, number 1 and number 2. And the O-ring. Guess my hand's too big. Sits in that cavity down there. And that's what seals the coolant from the oil pan. Okay, in order to get the sleeves out, I have to remove the head studs. They do make a socket that goes around the stud that will allow you to remove it, but I don't have one of those, so I'm gonna double nut the stud. The one nut will lock against the other and allow you to remove it. Take this down. Add the second nut. Tighten the two together. That nut stops that nut from unscrewing. Before it comes completely out, instead of having to put it in a bench vise or something, or vice grips. Loosen off your top nut. Sometimes it'll come out, sometimes it won't. Wrap a towel around it, stud. That way you don't leave bite marks. And there you go. Okay, here's my sleeve puller arrangement. Some 1/2" all thread. The 81mm sleeve driver, washer and a nut. Feed this through the bottom of the cylinder, which I'll do right now. Kind of rest it on the crankshaft. Okay, we got a couple riser blocks. This came from one of the Shopbox mobile tool stands. Use those as spacers. And I have a landslide from an old plow. And it just so happens to have a hole in the center. Line up the sleeve puller, or the puck, whatever you want to call it, into the center of the bore. Start hands it away. Try and position it to the center of the bore. If the all thread ends up spinning on you, use a double nut technique to lock it in place and hold it with a wrench. I don't know if you can see sleeves start to come out. Yeah, I know it's dark. See better? Not really. Bring you around this side. I don't know if you can really see the lip starting to, the sleeves coming out. Yep, it's free now. Keys off to the side. Don't know when this was rebuilt, but that's a lot of crud. That's how you pull a sleeve. Okay, I forgot to mention these first two cylinders. I had scooped out most of the crud by hand. But remember, I had the evapor rust. I got a can under there to catch all that. Sorry, bumping the. That's all I would imagine with the evapor rust removed. Just nasty. I got a plastic tote under there catching all the stuff. But yeah, nasty. Come on, find your focus. But yeah, this is going to need a thorough cleaning, no doubt about that. Lovely, huh? But debating probably power washing this or just do the tedious task of scraping all this crap out. Okay, got it hosed out. Gave everything a really liberal dose of WD-40. Still have to pull the O-rings out. And to do that, you want to measure the diameter of the sleeve. Looks like we're just a hair under 3.3. Try to get the widest point. But yeah, I have to get these sleeves cleaned up, wire wheel them, hone the inside of the bore. Still got to decarbon the pistons, see if I can find a manufacturer name on them. And the connecting rods. Okay, got the sleeves wire wheeled. See they're stamped 1 through 4, and got the O-rings out. I don't know if you can tell. This O-ring is completely round, a little bit of a flat on the inside there, and it is quite different from this O-ring. You can see the difference in the two. So somebody had mismatched O-rings in the number 2 cylinder, and even the number 4 appears to be slightly different than 1 and 3. And you can see the line. Need 2 hands, 3 hands. Where the O-ring seals. Yeah, there's quite a bit of pitting on the sleeve. And you can see there's a groove in there for the O-ring to sit in. So maybe that's where my coolant was coming from. Mismatched O-rings for the cylinder sleeves. Have to get some parts on order. Head gasket, oil pan gasket, a water jacket gasket, probably new valve cover gasket, some new O-rings, new bearings. I noticed these connecting rods, one of these, yeah, I can feel a little bit of a groove in number 3. I'll check the crank real good. Cleaned up number 1 piston. Has a letter B on it and a single dot. Don't know what the B stands for. Get the other ones cleaned up. Scraped off some of the stuff. Here's the part number for the crankshaft. It's an international crank or connecting rod. I'm sorry. So, que sera, sera. Thanks for watching.